So let's understand the next two sutras of Patanjali, where Maharishi Patanjali is talking about the Vrittis in detail. So the fourth number sutra is here. Patanjali said, Vritti sarupya mitratra. Vritti sarupya mitratra means, vritti means thoughts, fluctuations, whichever you know as fluctuations of mind. So vritti means thoughts. Sarupya means form of it. You know, when something is there, it has a form. So there is vritti, thought is there, thought has a form. What kind of form it has? It has two forms. One is mitta and ratra. Mit means friend, friendly. And ratra means non-friendly. So the meaning of this sutra is, thoughts comes in two forms. Sometime it comes as friendly form and sometime it is non-friendly. Right? You know, it's like there is a man, sometime it seems like this, sometime it seems like that, sometime very friendly, sometime non-friendly. Similarly, our thoughts are like that. It comes in two forms in us. Some of the thoughts are very friendly to us. Friendly as it helps us, it feels good. But non-friendly as it hurts us. So thoughts have two forms, isn't it or not? I think you know this or you felt this. All of us thoughts are sometimes friendly, sometimes non-friendly. So in fourth sutra of Patanjali, of first chapter, it mentioned the form of the Vrittis. And in the fifth sutra, it's more detail about the thoughts, says Vrittaya Panchataya Klista Klist. What is Vrittaya Panchataya Klista Klist? The word Vrittaya, again it's representing or denoting the thoughts. What does Panchataya means? Panchataya, Pancha means five. So Panchataya means five. Klist and aklist. Klist and aklist are two words there. Vrittaya, thoughts. Panchataya, five types. Klist is painful. And aklist is not painful. Now let's connect these two sutras. In the fourth sutra, Patanjali said, thoughts comes in two forms, friendly and non-friendly. In fifth sutra, Patanjali said, thoughts are five types, sometimes painful, sometimes not painful. Means the fourth is telling about the form of it and fifth is talking about the effect of it. What friendly do and what non-friendly do. So fourth sutra is talking about the form. It has form as friendly, non-friendly. But in fifth is talking about the effect of friendly and non-friendly. So sometimes friendly also can hurt. Or sometimes non-friendly also can feel good. It is not necessary that non-friendly is always hurting you. Non-friendly also feel good sometimes if you don't know it clearly. Or friendly, if you misunderstood, it also can hurt. So fourth sutra is talking about the form and fifth is talking about the effect. So it is very scientific, no? How he designed this. So in one sutra he is talking about the form, in another sutra he is talking about the effect. So another is the explanation of the previous one. And Panchataya, only five thoughts. We think there are multiple thoughts we have in our mind, in our brain. But all the thoughts of our day are only five types actually, comes under five types. What are those five types? Let's discuss now on those. Okay? So the next sutra is about those 5 types. Sorry. So 5 types are, one is pramana, another is viparya, third is vikalpa, fourth is nidra, fifth is smritaya. It's written in 6th number of sutra. Pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, smritaya. Now let's understand them one by one. So first is pramana. Pramana means right knowledge. Viparya means wrong knowledge. Vikalpa means fantasy or imagination. Nidra means sleep or memory is smritaya. So right knowledge, wrong knowledge, fantasy, sleep and memory are the 5 types of thoughts. Let's understand the first one, right knowledge. I want to ask you a question. What do you think? What is right knowledge?
Correct and true. Correct and true.
Correct. Correct and truth. What is truth? Actually, that's very confusing sometimes. And what is correct? Because whichever things is correct for me may be not correct for you. So exactly, it's hard to define what is right. It's very difficult to define what is right knowledge. But it's easy to understand what is right knowledge. So Mahesh Patanjali, according to the Mahesh Patanjali, there are 3 sources of right knowledge. You can't explain what is right because your right may be wrong for me. So there are 3 sources of right knowledge. There is a sutra mentioned there of right knowledge, pratyakshanugama namah pramanani. Pratyakshanugama namah pramanani. So there are 3 sources of right knowledge. One is pratyaksha, another is anumana, third is agama. So the first source is pratyaksha. What is pratyaksha? Pratyaksha is actually the source which based on senses. So you can say sense evidence. The knowledge that we receive through our senses in present moment. And one interesting thing here, right knowledge only exists in right moment. In past and future it is not. So right only in right moment. So the first source is sense evidence. The knowledge that we receive through our senses in the present moment is always right. Maybe you are feeling hot, I am feeling cold. You have your right, I have my right. You know, as per this point of view, everyone have their own rights according to their sense evidences. One source. Second is called anumana. Anuman means inference. You know inference? When you infer something. Inference is something where you see one thing and then you infer the unseen one, which you can't see. For an example, there is smoke on mountain. So if there is a smoke on mountain, what will you infer? Something is burning. Because the presence of a smoke is only based on burning something. A smoke doesn't exist without burning, right? Smoke is there only because something is burning. So that's called inference. You seen one thing and then you infer the unseen one. It is inference. That's also right, because it's related, like black clouds, rain. Whenever black clouds are there, there is rain. Because black cloud only carry the rain. So you seen one, another is not seen, but you infer it. So that is always right. Second source. And the third source of right knowledge is called agam. Agam, which means a scriptural testimony, you can say. Yogi's word, you can say. Whatever yogis said or whatever written in the scriptures, it's always right, because the scriptures written long time ago, but it's still helping us in this present moment. Because whenever we read them, whenever we try to understand them, we are always trying to understand them in present moment, no? So right knowledge always exists in present. So if a smoke is right now there, maybe after 1 hour it is not there. So then that will be right. What will be not there? But right now there is smoke, so we can infer there is something burning, so right. Right now I'm feeling cold, maybe after 1 hour I feel hot. So it keeps changing, but only in present moment. So right knowledge exists in present moment, and senses are playing very important to receive the knowledge. Senses are playing very important to receive the knowledge. So right knowledge always based on our senses. So sense evidence is for present moment. Inference, even sense organ also helping there to understand the right knowledge. In the right moment, and scriptural testimony, you are trying to understand it. Whatever written in scripture, whatever yogis said, that's always right. So this is right knowledge. Now, right knowledge is also non-painful or painful. Sometimes you know the right knowledge, so you are very happy with it. But sometimes you have wrong knowledge and then you know the right after some time, so painful. So right can be come in a form of friendly behavior, or it can comes in non-friendly behavior. It can be painful or it can be not painful. So two forms it has, two types of effect it has. This is right knowledge. First type of vritti. Every one of have this vritti. And this vritti, the right knowledge also bind us with attachment. And because of painful and non-painful, the effect is good and bad. The impressions are good and bad. And the results are also good and bad. So this is first vritti. Clear? Now let's go for the next one. Next called viparya. The word viparya means wrong knowledge. Now tell me, what is wrong knowledge? How will you define the wrong knowledge? Wrong. Opposite of right? That's easy. But actually it's not like that. What is wrong? Say anything, whatever you know.
Fake news.
Fake news. But whoever making it fake, it know that it's fake, so it's right. Na?
So, I suppose it's according to you, really. According to the individual.
Actually, the sources are there for right knowledge, same sources are there for wrong knowledge. But whenever the sources of right knowledge are misunderstood, it becomes wrong knowledge. For an example, sometimes at night we scared of our shadow. We think something is behind me. So what is it? Misunderstanding of our senses, evidences. And wrong knowledge can be there in past, future and present also. So if you scared of your shadow at night and you run away from there, so you carry this wrong knowledge with you for forever. It comes from the past, it's going with you in present and it will be there in future. And you will pass it to others also. Oh, there was something behind me. But wrong knowledge can be turned into the right one also. So wrong, there is no existence of wrong. The existence of wrong is there only because of misunderstanding of senses. Now, the another source, inference. You see on mountain there is smoke, but actually you misunderstood it was not smoke, it was cloud. It was fog. So again wrong knowledge. Whenever you misunderstood, wrong knowledge. And lots of people, they misunderstood the scriptures. When they read it at the beginning, most of us are misunderstanding the scripture. Why they are saying this? Like in yoga, there are lots of things written which is easily, it's not easy to accept. Why they are saying this? How yogi lives without attachment. Some people do ask me, Mahesh, if yogi lives without attachment, isn't it boring? I tell them, it's you thinking it's boring there or not. Maybe they are thinking you are very boring, living very boring life then. But they even don't think like that. Because we are not on that state, na? So we are misunderstanding it. Because we attach to something, not achieve something. So misunderstanding of scriptures and yogis' sentences, also wrong knowledge. So wrong knowledge purely based on misunderstanding. Okay? So this is right knowledge and wrong knowledge. So these first two vrittis we have a lot. We have lots of wrong knowledge in our life. And again, this wrong knowledge can be painful, cannot be painful. Some people, they are happy with their wrong knowledge. But when they realized you are wrong, they can't tolerate it. So then pain. So it works both way around. So right knowledge and wrong knowledge, maximum human beings are affected by these two vrittis. Instead of having wrong knowledge, it is better to have right knowledge. At least. But with right knowledge, we attach too much. That's wrong. That's also wrong. Because we are misunderstanding the right knowledge. We are supposed to not attach to right knowledge, but we are get attached to it. As per the law of nature, it is also wrong because it is not letting you free. It is binding you there. So that's the right and wrong knowledge. Human society affected by it a lot. Rest three are there also. The other three vrittis are also there, but first two are very much there. And nowadays, look at in between human society, human is misunderstanding human. So how human can understand the nature? If we are not understanding the humans, it is not possible to understand the nature. Lots of people, they are pretending, oh, I do understand the forest, I do understand the water, I do understand this, I do understand dogs, I do understand the cats, I do understand the this and that. But do you understand human? What Patanjali said, yam, the first limb of yoga is social balance. If we are not balanced into our society, forest society doesn't accept us. Animal society never accept us. So it is very important to be balanced in our own society. So the philosophers, the commentators who did commentary on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, they said, if you have any misunderstanding with anyone, do clear it. Clarify it. So you will live in a right knowledge more. At least better than having wrong knowledge. At least. Otherwise, most of the people, whole life lives with the wrong knowledge, misunderstanding, and they are hating each other. When two people fight, one said I am right, another said I am right, who is right? Both are wrong. Because both are trying to prove themselves. Wrong knowledge need proof. Right knowledge doesn't need proof, because it's right. Pratyakshe kim pramanam. Right knowledge don't need any evidence to prove it, only wrong need the proofs. Okay? So this is right and wrong knowledge. Okay? Let's go to the others. ये हो गया? करें? Continue करो. So next is what? Vikalpa. Vikalpa translate at many places in different way. At some places it known as fantasy. You know fantasy? Which is not real. Or imagination also, because most of our imagination are also not real. So what is fantasy? Like lots of people, they are sitting on chair all the day and living in a fantasy world, which is not real in that moment. Living in the world which doesn't exist at that moment. Maybe somewhere else it exists, I don't know. But there is that moment it doesn't exist. So in another word, you can understand it's conscious dreaming. You are consciously aware, but you are dreaming something which is not real. And imaginations are also comes in two forms, painful and not painful. Painful and not painful. Sometimes we imagine and it feels us, wow, nice. But sometimes we imagine, it feels us insecure. But is this imaginations, having an imagination is right or not? Imaginations is good to have. Because if there is no imagination, there is no creativity. But are we using our imaginations for creations or not? That's very important.